Hey, what's going on, everybody? Movie Phantom here, and yeah, I got kind of a big night here. We got a couple of new releases coming out, two upcoming movies coming out, and three new releases to review for you. So we'll go to the upcoming first. First up, coming out wide release style, is the movie Lights Out, where this brother and sister, young kids, they're seeing something in the dark. Every time you turn the light out, there's something there. And their mother knows about it, and so they're trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and this thing's fucking with everybody. This, of course, it has James Wan's name all over it because you can't go wrong with that guy. But he did not direct it, he just produced it. This is actually based on a short horror film, and I'm sure you guys have seen it by now. There's no way you watching my channel and have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. And this short film was fucking creepy as fuck. Like, I don't know if you remember or not, but it was just, I don't know, it was chilling. It was like 2 minutes long, if that. But to stretch that out into a feature length, that's gonna take something. So I'm not familiar with this director other than that short. I don't remember his name at all. But I'm hoping James Wan was more than just a producer who was just collecting a check. I really hope he hung around set, helped move things along. Because, I mean, literally, with a guy like that, you can benefit from that. However, this looks pretty good. Does it look a lot like... what was it, Darkness Falls with the Tooth Fairy? Yes, it does. It reminds me exactly of that fucking movie, and I did not care for that movie. But, I don't know. I got open mind with this. I'm hoping it's good. I want to check it out, so we'll have to wait and see, I guess. But, yeah, that comes out tomorrow. And in a more limited capacity, and I'm going to probably butcher this name, but Train to Busan? I'm going to say Busan. B-U-S-A-N. It's either Busan or Busan. For some reason, I just feel like it's Busan. Either way, zombie apocalypse happens while a train's, in motion. I think there's even an outbreak on the train. And, of course, when they get off, they realize that the train station's surrounded, and their only hope is to get back on the train and make it to Busan. South Korea, I'm guessing. This movie don't look bad. I mean, once again, I'm kind of fed up with zombie movies right now, but this just looks like something fun to watch. I mean, it definitely looks action-packed. It kind of has a World War Z vibe to it. The way, like, there's one scene where it just shows like this father like holding his daughter, and they're running on the train, like on the train carts, and you just see like the zombies like piling up as they're trying to get to them. Which I know typically as horror fans we balk at that kind of bullshit. We're like, come on. But remember, we actually like World War Z. I know some of you may not want to admit it, but most of us, we all thought World War Z was going to be shit, and then we walked away going, you know what, not that bad. So this is kind of like the Korean World War Z. Step on a train. They don't look too bad. I'm curious. Once again, it's subtitled, so for you horror fans that don't like to read your movies, you may want to pass, but I don't know, I'll probably check it out at some point. It don't look too bad. So, alright, so let's get into the review section of this. Watched 3 new movies this past week alone. Up first, I watched The Girl in the Photographs, where a serial killer is tracking down this girl, and basically what they're doing is they murder somebody, and of course they pose them in a picture, in a pose that this famous photographer that's from this same town, like he took a picture from like that same pose. So they're killing him, and kind of like, not really calling him out, but I guess they're just kind of like, hey, we're doing that too, but this is real. But they're leaving him at this one girl's house, or they're leaving it where she can see. So they're kind of targeting her. And so anyways, the photographer and his model posse come back to the small town, and slasher shit happens. I remember when this came out, I remember thinking, like, I didn't think the trailer looked that great. I thought the trailer just looked kind of I heard horrible things review-wise. Everybody just said it was shit or whatever. I will say this. Overall, it wasn't that bad. Now, I'm not saying this was a great movie by any... I'm not really saying it's a really good movie, but it wasn't bad. It's passable. It is very standard slasher stuff. Like, it is not stray far away from any formula, except for the fact that there's 2 killers instead of 1. That's literally it. And that's not giving anything away. You saw that in the trailer. So, the high points, I would say, is Kal Penn's performance. I love, like, the trailer didn't do it justice at all. He's like this slimy, artistic asshole in this movie. Like, he's just such a douche. But I don't know, he pulls it off great. I really like Cal Penn in this movie. I thought he was great. However, like I said, the rest of it, it's very, it's by the books. I did not care for the ending. Like, I just felt like, because, I know in most horror movies you try to set it up for a sequel. I felt like this one just did not need that. And I felt like once they had some horrible reviews on the festival circuit, they could have pulled it and reshot the ending real quick. Apparently there was no money for that. But, yeah, I don't know. I would say I didn't care. I'll say I don't care for the ending, but the rest of it ain't bad. Decent kills, decent premise. I mean, it's basic shit, but it's not bad. I mean, it's a shit we all grew up with, so I don't know why everybody's hating on it. Everybody's a critic, I suppose. Got some titties in it, so if you're a fan of titties, there you go. You get a little brief shot, some. And, yeah, that's about it for this one. Overall, I just thought the police was really stupid. Like, I know police are supposed to be stupid in these movies, but I'm just like, really? Like, this is retarded. The girl is literally like, hey, they're leaving these pictures, and there's people missing. It's not like this is just like people playing a prank. Like, at some point, people are going missing, and they're tying it together. And this girl is having the pictures left at her house or wherever she goes, at her place of employment, where they had to sneak in, break in, security camera. They snuck around that shit and got it. Boom! Clearly targeting this girl, and she takes to the police there. It's like, miss, they're doing nothing illegal. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. That's definitely, I'm sure if I went out and started like posting like dead pictures of people, like even if they're not dead or not, just, my friends act like jackasses, pretend to be dead, I'm taking pictures of it, and then like harassing one person, even if they know it's me, guess what? Cops are looking for me. That's all I'm saying. It just seemed really ridiculous that the police were just like, yeah, we can do. Miss, they're just like, it's a joke. It's just a joke, It was a little ridiculous, but like I said, overall, I'm giving it one of these numbers. It wasn't the worst thing I ever saw, wasn't the greatest thing I ever saw, but it was definitely, I didn't feel bored for that hour and a half or however long it was, so that's all you can ask for nowadays. That's all you can ask for. It's on Netflix right now, so if you got the urge to check it out, check it out. Up next, we're going to hit up, The Other Side of the Door. The Other Side of the Door. Son of a bitch. That's all I'm going to say about this movie. Where, young kid dies, and a grief-stricken mother, she finds out there's a way that she can communicate with her son one last time. You have to go to this temple, go to a door, and then you hear the kid, but the one rule, there's only one fucking rule, don't open the goddamn door. That's it, that's the only rule, don't open the door. And she opens the door, and then hauntings happen. There you go. This movie was fucking horrible. Like, and you know how I said like earlier, like, the girl in the photographs got like horrible reviews? Like, I heard everybody's review, and I still went into it, and I was like, it ain't that bad. And that's usually because, like, well, the expectation was so low that I couldn't help but like it. But here's an example of a movie where the expectation was so low that I came along and went, you know what, that is a piece of shit, and I pissed on it and picked it lower. Man, where to begin? I'll give you the pro. I like the location. They shot in India. The family movie, like the dad, Jeremy Sisto, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. Suicide Kings and May. I'm pretty sure he did something else. Anyways, he's in it. And I like him. And I was like, well, there's a plus. There's my first plus right there. I'm going to like this guy. He has a job in India, and him and her end up moving there, and then they have their 2 kids over there. There's a car wreck, and it's one of those things where they're both buckled in, but the younger daughter is like in a car seat, unconscious, and the kid's screaming for help, and of course the mother only has time to save one. And I'm thinking to myself, like, and this is going to sound horrible, but fuck it, I mean, you can only choose one, right? Would you not choose the one that's been around longer? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's full grown or anything. Like, he's only like a year or so older than the little girl. It's not like and I'm like, you've been around that one longer. I feel like I'd be more attached to the older one, regardless if it's a boy or girl or not. I'm just saying whoever the oldest one was. Secondly, he's actually awake. The little girl's out. She's fucking out of it. She's passed out. You fucking her over, she doesn't recognize it. Dude, you look the kid in the eye. Now, granted, she didn't mean to fuck him over. She's like, I'll come back. And she meant to go back, and they wouldn't let her get back in the water. But that was ridiculous. Like, really? Just let her go back in there. Like, what's it really gonna hurt? And she's dead. Guess what? The father's still alive. The girl can go with the father. Fuck it. Who cares? But that's just me. Anyway, so whole time, she had to look this kid in the eye, tell him mommy's coming back, and then guess what? She doesn't. Well, now he's like, fuck it. Like, you could have said anything to the drowning girl, but she's passed out. He's like, I'm not coming back. You could have came back and saved her. She wouldn't know the difference one way or another. But guess what? This kid died thinking that mommy's coming back. Just saying, seems worse to me. So anyway, she's grifting. Now I want to poke fun at that, okay? I don't have children. I'm sure if I had a child and it drowned in a horrible accident, I'd be pretty bummed out. I'm just saying, I get it. And I realized that this horror movie wouldn't exist without that concept because, you know, she's got to have a reason to open that door. Even though when she gets to that temple, like when she goes to that door, nothing's there at first, so she kind of goes to sleep there, she's waiting. And then there's a massive fucking thud. Boom! Boom! And then she jolts awake. Jump scare for the audience. There's a lot of jump scares. They all failed miserably, I might add. I'll get to that in a second. But anyways, huge fucking thuds. And then you hear this sweet little voice, Mommy! And it's like, really? Clearly that's not the same kid. It's like, did we learn nothing from Pet Sematary? I'm just saying, if I watch Pet Sematary, which I have, and my kid dies, and someone's like, Phantom, you can communicate with your kid, or we can bring your kid back. I'm like, nah, I pass. Like, I pass. I'm sorry. I love my kid. And it sucks that he died, but guess what? I've seen this movie play out before. It does not turn out good for me. Don't care. I don't care. Either eat a bullet and join your kid, or just fucking move on for a little bit. If you believe in an afterlife, you're going to see him. You're going to see him. In a situation like this kind of movie, there clearly is some sort of afterlife because, you know, yeah. But anyway, so, you know, after this terrifying thudding his door, followed by this kid like, I don't want to go, Mommy. She opens the door up, and then guess what? Shit happens. She's followed by a bunch of discount Rob Zombies. Like, seriously, like, this. Imagine Rob Zombie anorexic and dirty. Well, I guess you don't have to imagine the dirty part. He's usually kind of dirty looking. But anyways, anorexic Rob Zombie. And that's what's following her around. She's also being haunted by the Grudge ghost. And I shit you not. Like, makes the same noise as the Grudge. Same long hair. Same twitchy fucking crawl and shit. The only difference is it has four arms instead of two. So, like, whenever, like, she doing this thing, there's two more hands right here. You don't see her face. That's it. Grudge. I mean, seriously, I'm like, this is the fucking Grudge. Are they trying to be clever? Are they trying to be like, I'll never notice? The Grudge. Come on. It's not like that made $100 million something dollars. No one will ever know. Just throw it in there. Don't worry about it. Are you fucking kidding me? The third thing that really irritated me about this movie. Oh, okay, let me jump to the jump scares real quick. I'll get that out of the way because I brought that up earlier. If you guys ever saw the movie Boogeyman, horrible fucking movie. That was the best example. That was the first time I ever noticed a movie that was trying to overuse the jump scare. Now, I'm not saying there wasn't movies before that. There probably was. I'm saying this is the first movie I noticed because I'm watching this movie, and the movie's a piece of shit. But yet, there's a jump scare in the dumbest fucking places. That was this movie. There's a scene that transitions into another scene. Like, it just cuts to, like, a daytime scene with birds flapping, but it's a loud cut. It's like, ah, birds flying. That's it. And you're like, what the fuck? Are you for real? And I'll be the first to admit, like, I can jump easy when it comes to movies. Like, it don't take much. I'll jump. It don't mean it's scary. You know, it's not. It don't mean it's terrifying or, you know, no, it just means you jumped out and said boo to me, and I was, oh, okay, you got me. And I'm right back into it. It didn't scare me away from the movie. However, this one didn't even accomplish that. Because it happened so frequently on the dumbest parts. Like, people just did jump scares for like, there's a scene where they did something like this in the forest earlier this year too, where Jeremy Sisto's in a car and, like, someone pops out the car. And it has nothing to do with anything. He's just some random guy, and you're like, really? They got a jump scare? This is why this director's a hack. That's all there is to it. I'll fucking tell him this face. I don't care. I don't care if I never do any body of work for the rest of my life. I never produced a piece of shit film ever, and I will still talk shit about this guy's film because I'm sorry, you're a shitty director. That's all there is to it. This was just horrible on almost every fucking level. Okay, so back to the story. This four-armed Grudge ghost thing that's haunting her. It's only haunting her, get this, because it's trying to track down the little kid ghost. Because clearly the ghost came back, but guess what? It's not the same ghost that went in. You know, it's turning evil or whatever. So the only reason it's there is to capture that kid ghost and bring it back to the other side. The other side of the door. Guess what? Instead of going after that ghost kid, it just haunts the mom. And I'm like, how's that effective? You can come to me and be like, hey, Phantom, you know, for one, you shouldn't open that door, Dick. That's on you. But guess what? My job is to bring that kid back. Can I come in? Like, yeah, go get it. And the thing, like, the mom doesn't even try to, like, stop any. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like she was just like, I'm gonna make sure my kid stays. No, she realizes right off the bat the kid's fucking evil, and so now she's being haunted from both ends. She's being haunted by the demon that's trying to recapture the kid, and she's being haunted by the kid as well. It was just like, there's no point in this. If the ghost grudge thing would just stop fucking with her and just go after the goddamn kid you're supposed to, movie over. I don't care. It could be a 20-minute movie. Roll credits. Let's get the fuck out of here. But no, they dragged this shit out for way too fucking long. The ending's stupid as fuck, and I don't want to say anything because I don't want to ruin this awesome movie for you guys, but oh my god, it was just so typical. Like, we're going to set it up for an ambiguous ending. This could go either way. Could we have a sequel? We may. What? Alright, I don't normally do this when it comes to new releases, but I gotta spoil it. Fast forward like a good minute or so, okay? I'll be bitching for a couple seconds here. At the end, the mom sacrifices herself. It's just like Dark Water. In fact, it's just like fucking Dark Water. She's like, because the ghost kid possessed the sister, and I guess the demon's gonna kill one of them, or the Rob Zombie's gonna kill one of them. So the mom's like, let me me, and then she gets possessed and then killed or whatever. But then she instantly wakes up on the other side of the door, and then she hears her husband coming to the door. Because, he's grief-stricken and wants to talk to his dead wife. I guess fuck the dead kid, just talk to his dead wife. But she found this out by her maid, or whatever, who's dead. No one told the husband about it. So who the fuck told the husband about it? And whoever told him had to have known about the hauntings. Like, if you're close enough to somebody, like, hey, let me tell you about some secret door that can communicate to the dead, you gotta know that this dude has went through some shit. Like, he's definitely dropped it on you, like, hey, my wife just got possessed and killed by a bunch of Rob Zombies. And then the guy would be like, yeah, you probably shouldn't fuck with that door then, and wouldn't even drop the information. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know. Horrible fucking movie. Horrible fucking movie. Didn't care for it. It would almost be my worst horror movie of the year, except Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies was just complete dog shit too, so it's like above that. Just barely. Like I said, I like the change of scenery. I thought it was kind of neat shooting a movie in India. I don't watch Bollywood movies because they just look horrible, and I don't care for like a random song and dance in the middle of fucking nowhere. So I can care less about those. But yeah, it's kind of neat seeing it. Because usually every time you see like something in India, it's always like a Bond movie or some shit. It's always action, and they're fucking running and destroying shit. So it's just like, you get to see the nice side of the city. And this was kind of neat. But that was it. That's the only thing I can recommend this movie on. The rest of it was just complete dog shit. The story was horrible. The writing was bad. The direction was a joke. Acting was passable. I mean, they're doing the best they can with the material they have. But it felt as being a horror movie. It felt almost every level, and the ending was just fucking stupid. So that's all I got. I'm sorry. I don't normally spoil shit, but there's no way for me to get this anger out without doing that. So, yeah, other side of the door, rent it now. Really, go out there and. I'm not even. I don't condone pirating movies, but this one deserves it. Like, fuck them. I'll tell them to their face. I'll tell them right to their fucking face. Every filmmaker out there is like, you shouldn't pirate no matter what. Fuck you. This movie sucked and it deserves to be smeared everywhere. So yeah, other side of the door. And then finally, the last movie I watched, The Purge, election year. And you know what? Fucking awesome. You guys know the plot? I talked about last week, I believe, or week before last. It was Frank Grillo, Leo. I remember his name. His name was Leo in the movie. Leo, survivor from The Purge Part 2, Anarchy. He keep doing the uhs. I'm sorry. I'm gonna probably do it 3 more times, but he survived, and so he joins the campaign as a security guard for this senator who's running for president. Because when she was little, and this is all in the trailer, you saw that she survived like a horrible fucking night. This guy killed her entire family but her. And so her big goal is to bring down the Purge. Of course, now she's running. That's like her big platform is we're going to bring down the Purge. The stuffy, rich, asshole, white Republicans are like, fuck you, we're going to take her out. So they send assassins after her, and then, of course, Leo got to fucking fight him off. This movie was great. I really liked it. And I can understand if people don't, but people who don't like it don't really like the Purge movies. Like, you're at part 3. What do you expect to be different? In fact, I will say they didn't really focus much on purging as much. It was all about her and him, and they ended up beating some other people and shit. But that was it. Like, you didn't really get a sense of what else. I mean, every now and then you drive by and they would kind of show you a scene here or a scene there, but that's about it. So we didn't get a whole lot of purging, which I was a little disappointed in. But other than that, I thought the story was fucking solid. Unfortunately, it was another rapeless purge. Really, everything, it was just murders. Like, why don't you change it to Murder Night? Do a little Rick and Morty. You know, he's talking about how like, there's one planet is called Murder Night. Might as well just call it Murder Night, because I mean, at this point, there's nothing else going on. There's no shoplifting. There's no looting. There's nothing. But this movie, now the other ones always have, like, you know, and I want to say a hint, but let's face it, it's in your face with their social commentary. And here it's the same thing, but you know, it's real. It's here. The one thing I've really kind of gravitated toward was the fact that this guy who owns a deli / supermarket, whatever, his insurance company calls him like a day before the purge and jacks the rates up because he has purge insurance. In case your place gets destroyed on purge night, don't worry about it, insurance pays for it. And they jack it up like $1,000-something. And right, you got $1,000 to pay by tomorrow, or guess what? No purge insurance for you. And I'm like, that's some fucked up shit, but guess what? That's what people do. That is what corporate America, insurance, blah, 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 does. They just want to fuck you over. And I like the aspect of it. I mean, it just seemed very realistic. And then, of course, I love the fact that, and this is, once again, this is in trailer, so this is giving nothing away. I like the fact that you almost got a very religious, cult-like following with the Purge. And, of course, you saw in the trailer, the senator at one point is taken in front of this mass at church. And they're going to sacrifice her for the Purge, for the greater good. And I love movies where they portray, and once again, I know I'm anti-Christian, but guess what? It's not too far off the fucking truth. I'm sure the Purge actually went down, and certain churches kind of perverted the way of thinking. Like, guess what? The Purge is something Jesus would want us to do. They would jump on board. I'm just saying, you guys are like, no, they wouldn't, fandom. Come on. No, they fucking would. And so I like that. I like seeing the darkness, the dark side of religion, the underbelly of, when shit starts breaking down, I like seeing that. And this movie is full of it. Yeah, so like I said, overall, it was a damn good movie. I liked, and see, the first one, you know, it's kind of neat because it did take it, because I kept saying, like, how are they going to go a step further? Because the first movie was like, The Purge, but from inside your house. Part 2 is like, oh, it's The Purge, but now you're out in the streets. I'm like, well, how do you top that? And what they did actually was, it was almost like behind the scenes of The Purge. Like, you see, like, the political parties on both sides. You see the revolutionaries who are trying to fight the Purge. The senator who's, you know, the lone senator trying to, you know, overcome it. And then you see the background of the other people too, and I like that. I thought that was really cool. My only thing is, if they ever made another Purge movie, I would love to see almost like an anthology film, if you will. Like 3 or 4 short films all together. I mean, it's all connected because all the Purge. I want to see some fucking shit going down in the Purge, but break it up. Like, give me 4 separate, you know, groups or whatever. One thing I did like about the movie though is the main characters you follow. They didn't feel like body count people. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't feel like just another number that we're gonna get sliced and diced and taken out of our film. Like in the part 2, you did kind of follow the characters around a little bit, but they just seemed like stereotypes. Just like, here's the, you know, whiny couple, and they're going to probably bite it in the end or whatever. And you just didn't really... But here, they actually had fleshed out characters, each of them. Deli owner, the guy who, you know, works for him, that's trying to, you know, help him out. Yeah, a girl who kind of has a past. You don't quite know much about her, but you realize that she's probably a badass back in the day. She's trying to get her shit together. She's with him. And then, of course, you got Leo and the senator. I mean, it's a group that you were rooting for. And they would join in and out at times by other people, but for the most part, you had this core group that you were just like, I'm behind this core group. So, I don't know. Overall, big thumbs up on The Purge. Election Day. Highly recommend you guys go to theaters, check that out. Always see it's probably a big screen. That's all I'm going to say. Like, I really felt like it was worth the $7.25 or whatever you got paid for tickets nowadays. So, which we went to a matinee show because we're cheap asses here in our poor town. But anyways, definitely check out Purge Election Day. Don't fucking bother with it. I always say you should watch a movie and form your own opinion, but I can say with confidence you can pass on the other side of the door. It was a joke. And Girl in Photographs, I can see where people didn't like it, but at the same time I was like, it was what it was. If anything else, watch it for Cal Penn's performance. I thought he was great. And I may be the only one because it's definitely different than anything he's ever played before. Like, he always plays like the goofy Kumar or Taj from the Van Wilder movies. Like, he does a goofy kind of character, you know, and this one's like, he's still goofy, but in an asshole, sophisticated, douchey kind of way. I don't know. I liked it. So, all right, guys, that's all I got. Until next time.